Hey there, I am VK. I make a lot of videos about whatever the fuck I feel like. Hope you like the little doodle on my head. It is an attempt to cover up the fact that I had my hair dyed today and there's a bunch of like black dye on my forehead. Very cool looking though, in my opinion. I like it. So this is obviously a video regarding music. I'm going to list a bunch of bands in the last few months, then kind of like a roundabout vibe of post-punk, dark wave, new wave, alternative, goth rock, industrial, this kind of thing. I will make another video including a lot of metal bands as well. It's just that like there were just so many albums in the last few months that came out. This is kind of part of my monthly music mentions series, but I am gonna just change the name to music mentions because I rarely get it done monthly. Anyway, we shall begin because I have to be at work in half an hour. And classic me, left recording way too fucking late. So first is Truck Stop Alien, which is an Australian band, kind of like wavy alien. They refer to themselves as space synth darkwave, kind of, which I think fits. It's a real wild and wacky, so I suggest you check it out. I believe they're from Perth. Yeah, Perth. Truck Stop Alien. So like the way that they spell it is like TRUXTOPALIEN, but it's like meant to be like truck stop, like, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, fuck. Okay, next is Winter Severity Index's Disgello. Or Disgello, I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. Winter Severity Index I play during streams pretty frequently. Like you would hear me play A Woman's Prayer pretty frequently, I'd say. They are from Rome, Italy. Very good stuff. Check out Disgello when you have a chance. Next is Tia Sofia's No Introduction Needed, I'm Sure. They released The Tipping Point, their first album in fucking ages. I was actually going to do a full album review of The Tipping Point because it really gets to you in your soul, and a lot of the subject matter is about addiction, specifically alcohol addiction, something that I've not kept a secret I've had an issue with in the past. Yeah, I wanted to do an album review, didn't end up doing it, which is probably a good thing because you don't want to see me cry on camera. We don't know each other like that. Next is Locust Revivals, Your Delusions Are Not Mine. So I fucking love Locust Revival. I only found out about them like last year. They are a Brisbane band, post-punk, kind of got a lot of inspiration from like goth and all that, but I think that they fall more under like the post-punk kind of thing. I'm a big fan. I'd like to see them live at some point. I've especially enjoyed a song from the album Ha Ha Hate Club. This is an EP, by the way, not a full length. But yeah, Ha Ha Hate Club. I've actually played it in New Order not too long ago. If you don't know what the New Order is, what the fuck? Just kidding. Goth club that I DJ at here in Melbourne. Next is Black Heroine Gallery's Feast of Bats. So if you watched my last video, you saw that I did an interview with Iaho December Joseph of Black Heroine Gallery. So that whole interview is about this album, Feast of Bats, well, predominantly about this album. Great album if you like death rock, gothic rock, that kind of thing. Wild and wacky, dark shit. Get into it. A lot of fairy tale themes, that kind of stuff. Cool, they have a really good Hush 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 Here Comes the Boogeyman cover. Anyway, watch both the interview and listen to the album. Actually, I think it just arrived. Where is it? I got the CD in the mail recently. Yeah. CD, back of it. Got a little pin too. Anyway, next is Darling, another Australian band. Oh, by the way, Black Heroine Gallery from LA. Darling, full stop, Into Outside. They are a shoegaze / dream pop band from Brisbane. I only found them this year and holy shit. I can get pretty about dream pop shoegazy kind of stuff because I feel like a lot of it's kind of like, yeah, I guess. But this I was very drawn into, and I think that if you're into that sort of thing, you will be as well. Next is the Palest Grey. So their album Always Haunted. They are like new school goth rock from Florida. completely transports you mentally. I wasn't big on the demo Terror Go Round, but I thought this album, aside from that track, was absolutely unbelievable. Next is The Weisenheimer. So nobody fucking knows this guy, most likely. Apparently from Melbourne, and I've does a lot of like krautrock stuff, and has a new release called 3 More Months. If you're into like the noise krautrock kind of thing, maybe you'd like this. Such mystery. I want to know who the fuck this guy is. He's probably just someone I've passed at gigs before and just never met. But I've been like secretly obsessed with his stuff on Bandcamp for like ages now. And it's just become like this whole fucking thing in my head. I'm like, who is it? Oh, mystery. Not that interesting. Some of the fucking album covers that he has are fucking hilarious. So it's all like meme stuff. There's a lot of meme references in the titles. But anyway, I'm on a time crunch. I gotta stop. Next is two albums. Don't sound anything alike, came out within 2 weeks of each other and are both called Sturm und Drang, or Sturm and Drang. One is by Carlo Onda, one is by Stupamentus. So one is kind of like boppy, I don't know what you'd call it, post-punky kind of stuff. Let's see what their Bandcamp says actually. Like synthpop, minimal wave, post-punk techno. That's a lot of different things. But yeah, that. And then the Stupamentus one is kind of more like gothic and like classical. So yeah, I just thought that was like, I listened to them in the same thing in the same stream because I was like, they're both called the same thing, completely unrelated, sound like rather different regarding like the spectrum of alternative music. I just thought that was really interesting. Yeah, I don't know if you find that interesting, but not everything's about you, okay? Moving on, we've got Jetham's Passive. Jetham is I feel like they're a newer act out of France. And wait, are they out of France? This is gonna annoy me if I get this wrong. But Passive, incredibly great album, Paris, yep. So it's kind of like post-punk, synthwave, cold wave, new wave kind of stuff. Vocalist is actually relatively similar to Robert Smith. Most of the rest of the music, not so much. I suppose the rest of the music would be The Cure, not Smith, but you know what I'm saying. Yes, do not pass up this album. I was very, very impressed. Next up is Quadrille's Arrogance. So they are a Ukrainian dark punk, post-punk, death rock band. They were considering not releasing this album amid the whole Ukraine deal right now. But then they decided, fuck it, we've got it in the gun, let's do it. Let's release it, get that done. And they did, and it's brilliant, hence why I am bringing it up here. If you want to support a Ukrainian band, Quadrille, good stuff. Next is Visions and Clouds, their album Are You Still Watching? Very into this. Indie pop, indie rock kind of stuff, like barely solidified within alternative or dark alternative. But, you know, sounded great. Give it a listen. Big 80s vibe as well. Next, detours Arcano Chemical. They are like The Damned meets modern goth rock / post-punk. Loved it. I played one of their songs, I think it's called The Chase, at the most recent New Order that I DJ'd, which would have been World Goth Day. Yeah. Speaking of DJing, I will be back on Twitch DJing. I've had some technical issues, so I haven't been able to be on at all, but I'll be doing weekly DJ streams every Wednesday again, shortly. Oh my god, there's so much to go through. I have to leave. Next is Closed Mouth Lonely Days, dreary gothic rock / death rock out of France. Get around it. I'm going to try and speed run the rest of this because I need to leave so soon. Vietnam, This Quiet Room. Vietnam are a New Zealand kind of indie pop post-punk veteran. First album release since their debut in the mid-80s, very boppable. I did many bops. Please check it out. They also have a music video for one of the tracks released in this quiet room. Melt Motive, a White Horse Will Take You Home, which is like alt trip hop electronic industrial wave. Very cool, huge dark sci-fi mind bend, kind of like cinema soundtrack vibe. Impeccable mastering and mixing. Very, very good, like just really well made. Go check it out if you are into what I just word vomited. Next after that, Paradox Obscure, not an unknown band whatsoever. They released Morphogenesis. They are a dark electro pop out of Berlin. Boogie's Imminent. They had a rad pre-release video for Wild Silk. They also had another pre-release video, but I didn't end up watching that video. But the Wild Silk one was really, really good. The other one is called Animal Reactor. Okay, next, Placebo, Never Let Me Go. My goddamn dishwasher gotta shut the fuck up right now. Placebo, Never Let Me Go. A lot of people didn't realize that Placebo released a new album. They did. This is their comeback after Loud Like Love, which personally I did not like very much, especially the title track. I found it very annoying. It was on the radio for a while and I don't know. I believe it. Annoying. Guess it's finished though. That's great. This new album, especially the track Beautiful James, I'm very, very into. Don't know how Hugs got on the album. Not that great a track. Rest of the album, very diggable. Last but not least, Hokiko. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Might be Hochicho or Hokicho. Sorry, I just don't know. The album is called Hyperviolent. Great new album out of Mexico City for those who dig dark electro, industrial kind of soundscape. It's incredibly structured and mixed. So well done. 10 out of 10. Expect to be in like a goth vampire BDSM club type like scene or visage. Black Reflection, for instance, straight up Resident Evil type track. Even industrial metal kind of incorporated in there, which is not like what this band typically seems to do like throughout the rest of the album. It's called Crown of Knives. They have a Ministry cover. They even pull off a mariachi song in this fucking album. It took so fucking long to get around to listening to this, and a lot of people told me, listen to it, it's really good. And I was like, God, tell me what to do, you're not my mom. I'm sorry. It's great, you're right. So I need to leave for work, and that last has brought us to the end of this video. Please subscribe if you would like to. Like this video if you would like to. Also, in a few days' time, there will be a metal version. There are many albums on that list as well. Speaking of lists, everything I mentioned will be down in the description, so just check it out. All of their Bandcamp lists, if they have one on offer, will also be down there. Thank you for watching, and happy listening. Also, there will be another video I will put here somewhere. It'll probably be the metal version of this last few months' music mentions.